I'm Barry Trammell, and the Oklahoma Sooners are right where they want to be, #1 in the poll.
Yeah, now will they be there at the end of the year? From the Opelka Studios, you're watching the Press Row. I'm Jenny Carlson. Barry, the preseason coaches poll, out, Sooners at the top. I think deservedly so at the top with everything they've got coming back. What are your feelings about the Sooners being in that top spot?
I think it's something you should embrace, and I think Bob Stoops does. A lot of people say, oh, I don't want to be #1. I don't want to be #1. I want to rather come from behind. But the truth of the matter is the very best spot to be in the preseason is #1. You want to be, you want the pole position. You want to be able to win it from the front, and if you happen to lose, Florida State on September 17th, not to be wishing bad ill on the Sooners, but the higher you are to start with, the better chance you got to rally from a defeat. So you always want to be as high as you can be, and #1 is as high as you can be.
Yeah, just the way the BCS is set up with the different polls and how they factor in to the formulas. The higher you are, the better chance you've got to be there at the end of the year. You know, obviously what Oklahoma did in the 2000 season, coming from a lower ranking to get a chance to play for the national championship and ultimately win the national championship. Everybody knows that formula around here, loves that formula, but it doesn't always work that way. I mean, that's a rarity. Most of the time, the teams that get to that national championship game with a chance to win it are ranked high in the preseason. And Barry, you're right. Florida State comes in at #5, but then you see Oregon and LSU in the top 5 as well. They play each other. I mean, being in the top of the rankings, a lot more enviable position with this BCS system the way it is than probably at any other time in history.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And you know, the 1 and 5 matchup of OU and Florida State. You mentioned LSU and Oregon. The polls are going to work themselves out rather quickly. Another 8 and 9 matchup in September is Oklahoma State A&M. So we've got a bunch of showdown games in September. So the polls are going to get jumbled. If the Sooners happen to stumble somewhere, they need as much cushion as they can get. And another thing I like about being having a team #1 is this. I believe that expectations are a good thing. I don't believe in this, playing coy, right? Sort of Shanghaiing people, coming from secret. No, that's not the way to go. Take on all challengers, look them in the eye. If you're the best team in America, you'll win. So I think the Sooners should and will embrace these expectations. Bob Stoops has the look and is talking the talk of a coach who knows he has a good team, and that if they take care of business, they've got the chance to win the national title.
Well, and let's remember, even if Oklahoma, let's say they were #3 or #6 or whatever, it's still Oklahoma. This is a team that's been to a ton of BCS bowls, has been to a ton of national championship games in the last decade. Doesn't matter where they are in the rankings, people are still going to know that they've got a good team. So with the system the way it is, why not start at #1? Obviously they got there last year. Were there less than a week, though, after losing at Missouri. Yeah, okay, but they probably didn't have the best team in the country, so they didn't deserve that spot. This is a team that has the pedigree to be there at the end. I think they're going to have to unseat the SEC. SEC's won the last 5 national championships. It's been different teams that have done it. They're going to have to beat an SEC team more than likely, but why not start at #1? That's where they are. Barry, I'm with you. I think they should just go ahead and embrace it. Hey, stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoma.